This is the most sensible slime I've ever seen. He saw that the master worked too hard cooking alone, so he came closer to the stove. As a caring assistant, the male lead takes a step. He followed along and completed the steps, then didn't forget to jump. Just a favor, but at the same time, she also has its headaches. That is, they are too belligerent. A commission that could normally be completed by hunting 3 goblins. But he wiped out the entire tribe in one go. But when he returned to the guild to report back, the male lead's spoils were shocking, and the whole room. Even the president insisted on meeting him alone. As soon as he entered the room, the identity of the demon wolf was thus recognized. Thinking of Fenrir's strength, this makes sense for this matter. However, after hearing this, Shishi had something to say. The combination of the male lead and wolf down picked the guild leader's interest. The reason for seeking them out, it was because of the notice issued by the prince. Simply put, from now on the male lead could freely move around locally, with neither the state nor the nobility interfering. But if a special situation arises, I hope he can come to help. The male lead was overjoyed upon hearing this. Such an enlightened king is rare in the world. Upon learning that the male lead wants to raise his adventure level, he becomes the guild. Said he could use permissions to help him directly upgrade to C rank. But correspondingly, he hopes the male lead can take on a few commissions. More precisely, it was entrusted to the demon wolf, because these tasks are either level 1 or S rank. Molung agreed very readily. After all, besides cooking, there wasn't much else he couldn't handle. After a brief conversation, the male lead realized the chairman was someone worth having sex with, so he hoped he could acquire some special items. However, once he took it out, it didn't matter. The corpses of class monsters in front of them stunned the two of them, putting aside whether the guild has that much capital. Monsters like Chimera and Two-Headed Dog plagiarized the game. They simply can't estimate it. The male lead had no choice but to put some of it back. But even with this dissection, the master was very satisfied, because the remaining monsters were basically S rank as well. Thinking of this, all our male leads who solo the demon wolf, it inevitably gives me a new understanding of his strength. At that moment the slime suddenly appeared. He crawled out. For dinner the male lead plans to make something different. After all, the audience who always eats fried food is tired of seeing it. This time I decided to eat something lighter. First, put the salted bird meat into hot water with wine and salt and cook until done. Slice some cucumber strips and tomato slices for later use. Then cool the thick meat. It needs to be torn into strips. Director Shay immediately stepped forward to help when he saw this. After making these ginger vegetables and meat, plate them, drizzle a little sesame paste on top, and the delicious wild bird Ban chicken is ready. For the second dish, the male lead plans to make stir-fried pork with green peppers. After cutting the wild bird meat into pieces, add wine and soy sauce. During curing, cut various colored pastes into pieces and set aside. When the meat is pan-fried until both sides are golden, add the vegetables. Then sprinkle some ready-made seasonings. After adding aroma and stir-frying evenly, it is ready to be served on a plate. Once you start grinding and eating, you can't stop. The male lead is even more thrilled when paired with beer. After eating and drinking their fill, they would grind the wolf and prepare to return to their den to sleep. At this moment, the attentive male lead noticed a problem. The storage space seemed too cramped, so to make him sleep more comfortably, the male lead buys a quilt from an online supermarket. The next day the male lead successfully obtained a C-level guild card. The entrustment period has also been extended to 6 months. This way, it won't be easily cancelled. In addition, the male lead also received a large sum of money. It included monster materials and a rough estimate of the rewards for slaying goblins, about 2,000 gold coins. Unexpectedly, it turned into a huge sell-off, but the male lead understands the principle of recording property abroad. There are 2 matters the male lead needs to handle regarding the commission. The first is to subdue metal and attract these monsters, whose appearances are hard. Physical attacks couldn't even cut it, so no one answered for a long time. Suddenly the male lead thought of something. This thing poses no difficulty for the demon wolf at all. Second, it is to defeat the Bloodfoot. The herd of bulls has a wild temperament. They were also good at collective action, so basically no one wanted to attack them. But when he heard the word bull, the male lead laughed.
He had already started looking forward to steak from another world.
Half of the flavor of the meat is a bit of a satisfying scent.
You can temporarily relax about meat reserves, but before you set out, the male lead also wants to buy some equipment. Afterwards, the male lead bought a belt that could hang a small knife, a wallet made from a snake spirit, and a pair of leather boots commonly seen by locals. The total is 11 gold coins, but when checking out, the boss says everything is free, simply because the male lead was once his lifesaver. Moreover, when traveling together, he had eaten so many high-end foods, so he absolutely couldn't accept this money. But if the protagonist were to be listed as a high-level monster again in the future, I hope to sell him some materials then. Regarding this, naturally, the male lead didn't refuse, and dinner was still the familiar fried meat dish. To achieve crispy texture on the outside, the meat has been fried once. Remember to use high-temperature refrying. This time there was plenty of meat. The male lead decided to let the two of them enjoy themselves to their heart's content, and the goddess's side was no exception. This time the offering consisted of some Japanese sweets. The goddess is strong and strong, her eyes shining instantly, because these were all new products I hadn't tried before. She couldn't wait and tried every bite. But every bite was unique, such a bold way of eating. This leaves the male lead feeling a bit puzzled.
I'm so dirty that I grin. Dirty mess with me.